Hello, it's Jenny from A Stamping Journey. Thanks for joining me. Today's project is a diagonal fold card. It's such a fun card to create and give such a wow when someone opens it. It's really easy and I'm going to show you how to make it. I'm using the gorgeous new Christmas Lights Bundle from the 2022 July to December Mini Catalogue. I think this was at the top of my list for Christmas this year and I'm so excited. It's my first Christmas card I've made and I couldn't wait to share it with you. We also have in the bundle these great dies, the Twinkling Lights dies. And just quickly, I cut them out because when you look at them, there's so many little elements. It's really hard to see how it's all made up. So I've just cut some out to show you. You have this tree shape which has embossed dots and stars, and you can cut that out with the outline. The outline can also be used for the tree stamp as well. We've got the lovely gorgeous snowflake which you can emboss this center part out of it. It's actually a separate die, so you can use it on its own and it will create really lovely backgrounds, or add it to the center of your snowflake. And that snowflake outline will also cut the stamped image as well. You've also got some smaller snowflakes with these other centers. And this one is the larger one. And this one, I've used the smaller one. I think the smaller one works better with it. And then some other little snowflakes and stars. The small Christmas tree, which works with the tree on the stamp. But I thought it would be a fun Christmas hat. I think that would be great if you just cut it out and colour it with some blends. That would be really fun. Then you've got this dot background. And I also gave it a try with the basic borders die. If you have the basic borders, this works really well with this curved die that's in the set, and I just cut that out. You could use that as a background or as a snowscape or something. You could also have it run that way on your background. So it's a great addition to use your basic border dies. So we'll just move those out of the way now. I apologise in advance for my crackly voice today. So I hope you can bear with me, but I couldn't wait to share this card with you. So I'm going to go through and share how you can create this card. Let's bring the card back in. I'm going to be adding the measurements on my blog later so you can refer back to them. You can pause the video anytime, but don't stress too much about getting all the measurements right now. I just wanted to show you, once you've got the cutting and scoring going, it's a very easy card to put together. So let's get started, shall we? You will need a piece of card for your card base, some pieces of Designer Series paper. I have used the Lights Aglow Specialty Designer Series paper, which is just beautiful. And you need a white shape. I've used a circle. You could choose to do any other shape, but we'll go through that. So your piece of card will be 21 centimeters by 24.5 centimeters, or 8 1/4 by 9 5/8. You're going to score your card, so make sure you get that blade out of the way. You're going to score it to go down on the vertical at 10.5 centimeters, or at 4 1/8 inch. So just give that a good score. Turn your card, you're going to score it at 12.3 centimeters, or 4 7/8. So you have your across scored in the middle of the card. What you want to do is line up the points, the corner of your card. So we are going to, it's hard to see it, and I hope that you can see it all properly. just add that corner point in the track, line that up there. You're going to do the same down the bottom. I know it's a bit hard to see that off the camera, but you want to cut that across the diagonal. Now don't start from the corner because that will drag it. So you just start somewhere on the card and just cut through there down to the bottom. Now with your pieces of designer series paper, you can use both the same prints and use the pattern on the other side. It's a great way of seeing the different patterns on either side. I've chosen to use 2 different patterns. So these measurements will be 10.1 centimeters by 11.8 centimeters, or 3 7/8 of an inch by 4 5/8 of an inch. Now you want to cut these on the diagonal as well. So once again, we're going to line that up with the corner, the top left corner there. That's going to go in, line it up with that channel there and line up the bottom. Just make sure it's lined up, and you're going to cut that, remembering to start cutting in on the paper. You're going to do the same with the other piece. You've got 2 triangles there. Now we'll get the trimmer out of the way. Now you'll end up with 2 triangles with your base card and 2 each of your patterns. So you'll get to make 2 cards from these one pieces. Right, so we'll start off with the card base first. I'm just only going to make 1 card now. I'm going to score on the score lines here, so just give them a fold in. I use the bone folder just to give it a good burnish on the score lines. That'll crisp up your fold. Fold in on this way. Now what I find is you've got this bit of a raised edge from where you cut it, so I just turn it in the other way. So just give it a flip over, and these points should line up. If they're out a little bit, just give them a little bit of a jiggle. Press down on the score lines heavier until you get those pieces joined up. Now we'll bring our triangles in. If we've got these pieces here, what you want is 2 opposite pieces. So you're going to use this one here and this triangle for this piece. If you're using the same print, you'll just use the opposite of those 2 and give it a flip. So we just need to glue those down. It's such pretty paper, this beautiful, gorgeous paper. And this one here. It's hard to choose which side to use. Now for our tree, decorating it, I've used the tree stamp. I've just used a scrap of the soft succulent card here, and I'm stamping with Evening Evergreen. These are the current in colours for 2021-23. I think they're some of my favourite colours. I've been using them a lot and great for Christmas. So let's ink that up. So I can just use the outline die to cut that out. So I'll just go and run that through on the die cut machine. It's our tree. I'm also on our white circle. I'm stamping this dotted, I don't know what to call it, banner perhaps. I'm using crumb cake. We're just going to stamp that a couple of times. Just give it an ink up. It just creates a bit of a background on the circle. Now the sentiment for this one, I'm using gold foil, so I just need to cut that square out. Okay, I've used the Stylish Shapes dies to cut for that square die. And when you're stamping on foil, you need to use the stays on because it's a shiny surface. It's going to slip a little. So just grab your stays on. The sentiment is from Inspired Thoughts, which is a really lovely peace, joy and love. And this is a stamp set for many occasions, but I really liked this as a sentiment. So just give it an ink. You just want to give that an ink up and very carefully press firmly on the foil without moving it. We'll just hold that down. So give that a dry, let that dry. So then we can just assemble the rest of the card. So I've raised the tree up off the card with dimensionals. I've used the these tiny little dies in the set to add the little snowflakes, star sort of shapes. And I don't know if you can notice just a little bit of a shimmer. I've used the Wink Stella pen to add a bit of sparkle on there. Now inside, don't forget to decorate the inside. You can add a piece of white. Now that white card is 10.1 centimetres by 11.8 centimetres. Or 3 7/8 by 4 5/8 inch. I've just added a little strip of the paper there too. This other sentiment, wishing you all the beautiful gifts of Christmas, is also from the Inspired Thoughts stamp set. So it's a great card, so you can make 2 of those with these pieces of card and paper. I hope you give it a try. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget, if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe so you can catch more videos. Visit my blog later and you'll be able to get these measurements. If you're in Australia, I would love you to shop with me. Head over to the link in my store and you can shop there, or contact me directly and I can help you out. But I hope you give this a go and join me again with another video very soon. Have a great day. Bye.